commemoration of the SA AIDS conference titled Long Walk to Prevention, deliberated, questioned, and on the third day, some of the world's most renowned professors in the HIV and AIDS research field reported to the community the status quo.
And in this study, some of the men get randomly assigned to receive alcohol. So we actually give the men alcohol to get them to a point of intoxication. To account for expectancy effects, some men receive placebo alcohol. So they think they're drinking alcohol. It smells like alcohol, it tastes like alcohol, but it's not alcohol. And they actually think they're intoxicated, but really. And so there we're trying to rule out whether thinking that you're intoxicated can lead to those effects. And then some men receive water as our control. And then once we go through that alcohol manipulation, participants are presented with a series of hypothetical scenarios, so these imaginary partners, and they're asked to indicate their intentions to engage in condom-protected or condomless sexual acts with these partners. So we're measuring intentions rather than actual behavior. It would be highly unethical to give people alcohol and then send them out into the real world and see what they do. So we present them with these hypothetical scenarios, and in fact, the intentions that they report in these situations have been shown to be very closely linked to what they would do in real life. So this study, along with a number of others, have been done experimentally to look at alcohol's causal impact and evaluated through meta-analyses. And again, here we see in these meta-analyses that alcohol does have a direct causal impact on HIV risk decisions. So recognizing these associations, there are some additional concerns that need to be accounted for when looking at alcohol and HIV in the sub-Saharan African context. The primary one that comes up has been termed gendered power dynamics. So for men, it's fairly straightforward. Alcohol has a direct association with risk behavior. For women, it's not only their own alcohol use, but it's the alcohol use of their male partner. So when their male partner is drinking alcohol, women often report having less power to negotiate condoms, to insist on condom use. Gender-based violence also comes into play. So for women, it's a bit more of a tricky situation because it's not just their own use, it's that of their partner.
Women over the age of 25 and men of the same age may be infecting each other. Poor condom use, poor adherence to various interventions that are available. Men aged 25 years and older who may get HIV infection from women of same age need to be targeted. We cannot ignore men and just focus on women. We need to deal with men as well and understand their risks and the behavior risks, the structural risks, and all the risks that we now know more about in women, but we don't know in men. The biological factors, having STI, which I just showed you, genital inflammation, and the vaginal microbiome seems to be so important where lactobacilli improves topical PrEP, whereas efficacy where if you have a BV-associated bacteria such as Gardnerella, it can impact on drug availability through its metabolic activity.
Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa said,
We do indeed have the prevention revolution that we must have. This generation of South African youth, like those of 1976, are duty-bound to make history. And in fact, they are supposed to be the makers of history. They must end the spread of a disease that often stands between them and their dreams, between them and their future, between them and their loved ones. Today's youth have strong and powerful allies. They inhabit an interconnected global village. They are able to appropriate social media to promote prevention and also to advance healthy lifestyles. They can use mediums such as WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter to remind their sexually active friends to always practice safe sex.
Perfectly timed, Durban's previously launched HIV stigma-attacking pageant, Mr And Miss Hiv Top 10 finalists take to stage and fight for the baton of ambassadorship. Nkosikhona Uzimpungo and Paul Patela also said
the decision that we ended up taking, because remember, we still kept our core rolling to say you need to first go and test before you actually can even, apply to be part of this pageant. So we've done that. I'm not sure because Mpo was running the results. She will know more if we have that different, but it was open for everyone. We were open for all type of genders. It was open for male, female, and LGBTQ+. We were open for everyone, but from top 30 going down to top 10, we were, selecting them according to how well they express themselves down on the application. Because now today it's all about them now, with the judge. It's them and judges to decide who will be crowned as Miss and Mr HIV Ambassador SA. That will take us forward and make sure that the work is done on the ground now. She decided to work with the last 10. The top three that will announced on stage, there are 2 we're not leaving them behind. We will continue with them. We will train them. We will capacitate them to be well equipped on peer education. And their task is to make sure that HIV education is visible in high school. That's our priority. We want to work with high schools, we want to work with youth centers, because that's where the adolescence age is at. That is where we want to facilitate that prior they start the first thing first, which is happening in colleges and universities.
Tell me, how did you get to the decision of the top 10 from 30 and all the other applicants?
Thank you very much. Well, our criteria was mostly looking for young people that can be role models to the youth of our country. We're looking for top 10 that is confident, that is intelligent. In terms of giving them the knowledge that we can do, we can train them. But we want them to be role models and to have the passion for the work that we are doing.
So tell me about the journey, the day-to-day journey for these individuals and the presence of HASA in mentoring them, in ensuring that they are great ambassadors that they are going to be.
Thank you very much. Well, after today, we're going to give them a 2-week break because it's been very hectic, the whole preparation. And then we're going to sit with them and discuss the 2-year program that we're going to have with them. So we want them to attend talk shows and also host talk shows of their own in their own areas and invite us to actually come and support what they're doing. So they're going to be drawing their own programs and going out there and inviting people, and we are going to be there every step of the way to advise them and to give them the support that they need.
What structures have you got in place as HASA, support structures for those who might maybe be overwhelmed with stigmatization in their area? Because there are haters out there who are going to probably hate on these individuals, and they may feel a bit dismay. What structures do we have in place to ensure that they're supported?
Okay, we are going to train them, and we're not working alone in HASA. We've got Activate, Youth Interactive, and Africa Break the Silence. So those are the support structures that are there to make sure that wherever they go, we are there with them and make sure that everything goes according to plan and to protect them should they need any protection. We have set a target for ourselves that we want to reduce the number of new HIV infections by 50%. So what we're saying is that when we go to a place and host a talk show, 12 months after our talk show, we want the infection rate to reduce by 50%, and we want to measure that. That is the amount of impact that we want. And how are we going to do that? Is that through our talk shows, we're not just only going to impart knowledge, but we're going to impart strength and wisdom from so we are going to impart strength and wisdom to our top 10.
You are a force to reckon with. Thank you very much. As judges, what is it that you are looking for? And when you were selecting the top 10, what did you look for?
Okay, my name is Tula Masondo. I'm a member of ESCO of the eThekwini Civil Society. The criteria that we're going to use for judging is to just the contestants to know their knowledgeability of HIV and AIDS, and also because it's going to be a 2-year program, and the zeal and passion of involving themselves as peers, because in order for them to be peers, somebody has to be, they should act as role models for their peers. So that is basically what we'll be looking for, and also the general intelligence, because for you to be an ambassador, especially an HIV ambassador, which is there's a lot of stigma amongst the youth, and also there's a lot of discrimination amongst the youth. So as an ambassador, we really are looking Miss and Mr. to be someone that is bold enough, that is intelligent enough, and also who is willing to learn. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Luvuyo Nambane from eThekwini Youth Sector. As Sis Tule said that we are looking for a young woman and a young man to stand in front with a confidence, knowing what he's doing. Firstly, because as an ambassador of HIV, you have to know what is an HIV and AIDS, you see. So, and also we are looking at who's gonna have a confidence. We need a confidence, because when you're gonna stand in front of the youth need somebody who's gonna have a voice for a youth for this thing of HIV, because you are see they say each and every day HIV is affecting 7,000 young people. So we need people, we need youth that is gonna be brave enough to share to others.
Thank you. Do you have a favorite, lastly, as judges, obviously? I mean, you must. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, not really. for me, I do have, I do have, like, there's two that like I've come out with, but the answers will. I hope it is a lady. I'm not biased. It's both a lady and a young man, but we'll see at the end of the day what comes out.
Good going. Thank you.
Okay, I do have favorites, but I just want to see that what's going on there, then I will see.
We interviewed the top 10 and found brave hearts without the fear of HIV stigma, rather readiness to represent positively.
I answer for Miss Hasa cause ngibona izinto indlela ezenzeka ngayo le South Africa nendlela abantu abacabanga ngayo abayibukela le kude HIV and AIDS, but if usophila nayo wazi likhulu ngayo and njoba ngazi ngayo iHIV and AIDS cause ngomunye weingane ezazalwa nayo back here ngale yaminyaka yo 1996, so bayenza updating izinto indlela benza ngayo. So ngicathi ngithola opportunity la ukuthi ngikhona ukukhuluma nabo, ngikhona ukufinyelelisa umyalezo engifuna ukudlulisa kubona.
In my community from the Ink area, there is a need for someone to be the driver, to change, to be the change driver, to take a stand and be in the driving seat and change what is happening in our community. And I'm not scared to disclose my status and saying that I am proudly HIV negative. I'm trying to change the situation that people are being oppressed because they are HIV positive.
Thank you.
All right, when I looked at the form to enter and then I saw what kind of people they're looking for, I saw that I fitted in the category when they're looking for someone who's gonna drive this program and decrease the infection rate. So I'm also keen on helping the youth, decreasing the infection rates. And the question of, am I scared to disclose my status? No, because we're encouraging the youth to do so. So I should be the first one to do so they can look up to me. So that's my intake of the whole thing. Yeah.
So what is your status?
I am HIV negative.
When I heard that there was going to be a patient in Ms. Hasa, so I was thinking maybe it must be someone who's infected by the virus. But then they explained that it could be anyone, because they're basically looking for an individual that will inspire the youth, whether they're infected or not. So the reason why I've entered is because I have passion for people. So I'm hoping this will give me the platform to work with the community.
Ngiyafisa ukuwina namhlanje ukuthi ngiyawina and ngiyafisa ukusiza umphakathi yabo abantu abanaso lesifo lesi, ngoba lesifo lesi isifo esinzima kakhulu, ngikwazi ukubasiza nje. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, it is very scary and I'm very nervous about it, but I think it's a very great opportunity regarding that we come from different backgrounds and we all want to do something different. So being part of something this big is really amazing.
Ngizizwa ngijabulile kodwa ngithukile because this is so huge and plus it's a different platform that I ever engaged in, but I'm sure it will be such an exciting journey.
Among many attendees, the SABC series writer Skim Sami spoke with humility as he motivated candidates and attendees on the importance of perseverance and citing opportunities. He tells of his humble beginnings.
At some point, you have to go through difficulties in order to get where you need to be. So I can proudly say I'm today living my dream, but then it didn't come overnight. I had to work hard. I had to work 10 times harder than the kid who grew up in Sentin. What matters is where you're going. And that is where you need to put your focus on. Where you're going, because that's where your life is, basically. So I see you guys doing your thing out here. It's beautiful what you're doing. Keep what you're doing, because it's keeping you from doing wrong things out there. You could be out there killing yourself, one way or another, but you're out here empowering yourself. You're out here growing yourself, doing what you love. And trust me, if you do it for the right reasons, with passion and love, it's only the sky is the limit.
Beautiful melodies of love from Lihle Ntombela. Top 10 candidates took to stage answering questions carefully selected by judges aimed at the sighting of the king and queen. The moment of truth arrived. The world witnessed a groundbreaking, first of its kind pageant, the crowning.
Our second princess is Usislihle. Our second princess is Opalisa.
Mr Hasa, Uthando.
Cassia Kulu, CWTV, Durban.